Hey friends, tonight we're in Blue Mountain Beach and we are going to be having dinner at one of the most unique places that you can go for dinner on 30A. This is M&P 30A. This is one of the newest restaurants, if not the newest restaurant out here. And it is an American take on an omakase, which is traditionally a Japanese restaurant, Japanese concept. But Chef Will Farrington has taken that idea and formatted it for American cuisine, M&P literally standing for meat and potatoes. And this is just a very unique, intimate dining experience. We have no idea what the menu is. It's literally up to the chef.
We've been here before, so this is our second time. We came here right when they first opened and already got a very amazing taste of it. But we have no idea what the new menu is tonight, so we don't know what to expect. This was probably one of the most thorough reviews we've ever done on a restaurant because we loved it that much. It is very immersive, it's very intimate, very personal, and it truly is unlike anything here in this area. So we're so excited to be back, and thank you so much for having us, M&P. We are so grateful to be partnered with you guys.
Yep, let's go ahead in the dining room. One of the coolest things about this place is it is a very tiny dining room, but it is styled after like an early 1900s train car. That's to emulate the experience of those classical dining cars of days gone by. Look how fancy these dishes are. Dang. Very fancy. Alright, the chef sent out a little complimentary bubbly. Cheers. Delicious. Here's a quick little look at the wine pairing menu. So, like I mentioned, you don't know what the menu is. It is completely up to the chef, and it's $115 per person. But you can choose a la carte wine, beer, stuff like that. But they also have a chef-paired wine pairing menu. So for $60 extra, every dish comes with 2 to 3 ounces of each of these wines that are hand-selected by the chef to go with the dishes. So we have opted for that tonight, and we're looking forward to it. They just brought out, these are sunchokes, so cousin to the artichoke, and they're fried. These are so good and crispy and delicious. So light. And then the mousse-bouche is a smoked pimento cheese with some rolls. Let's try this mousse-bouche. This is the smoked pimento cheese on their house rolls. That flake salt underneath.
Starts off, I have a bubbly rose.
That's so good. So it tastes like sort of like Flame Tree barbecue smells. That the pimento is like creamy, salty, smoky, and it's got like peppers in it. It's delicious. And the bread is so light. Perfect.
My name is Will. I'm the chef, the owner here. I'm going to tell you a little bit about us, who we are, what we are, why we are, and what we believe in, and a little bit about what you're in store for tonight. So M&P is sort of a tongue-in-cheek play on what people generally think American food is, which is meat and potatoes. You are going to have some meat and potatoes tonight. It won't be exclusively meat and potatoes.
Okay, so for this first course, it is a play on, I forget the name of some sort of Japanese style, but it is basically a tater tot with a duck breast turned into like pastrami style with a plum sauce and what kind of mayo did he say?
That's Japanese.
Kewpie mayo, so it's like a little bit of a spicy mayo, and for akake seasoning, it is delicious, chased with some bubbles. How was it then?
I don't know, you have the camera on me. This is a real reaction. I'm shaking, I'm like moving my head back and forth. The umami in this is just insane. You've got the sweetness from the plum sauce. You've got like a smoky pastrami essence, like you mentioned. The fluffy potato on the inside, but crispy on the outside. The seasoning on the top is a Japanese seasoning. So, and I'm pretty sure it's got like a seaweed component to it. Outrageously delicious. Love this.
Alright, so next up is an heirloom tomato salad. These are heirloom tomatoes grown in Florida with a humble fog panna cotta cheese on top with rosemary, pepitas, cucumber, and then the watermelon has been compressed with lime to take on the acid tones. So let's get in here. A little bit of everything on here. Come on, there we go. Let's get what we got. That is so good. Oh my god.
Fresh, zesty.
That cheese is so light and like it almost dissolves in your mouth, but it's got a little bit of a pungent tone to it, so it's almost like reminiscent of like a blue cheese almost, but like it's got incredible body and mouthfeel. It just dissolves like nothing. And then this is a ginger vinaigrette. It's incredible with it. And the crunch of the pepitas, the watermelon, you can totally taste the lime in it. And this tomato is so ripe and so delicious. I'm usually not someone that likes tomatoes. These are great. Course number 3. So this is a play on a lobster roll, Maine lobster roll, except that it's not lobster, it's what he calls a poor man's lobster, which is monkfish. And they coat the monkfish in a sausage from Alabama. They create a spread and they coat the fish in the spread and then roast it so that all of the sausage juices soak over the fish. And then it's served over custom-made brioche with a béarnaise sauce and micro celery on top. So I'm very excited to try this. I'm gonna do my best not to drop this, but trying to give you a little cross-section, the brioche, the fish, the béarnaise, the celery. Let's give this a go. So, hang on. So I don't know if you can hear, I hope I don't get copyrighted. They're playing, he's playing like, this is so random. He plays like movie scores. So it was like Jurassic Park and Harry Potter. Just like last time we came, he was playing John Williams. A lot of John Williams playing. But anyway, this fish, very, very similar texture to lobster and flavor. Like a very sort of neutral, light flavor. Texture is really light. That sausage flavor from the spread is deeply in it, delicious, smoky, but the texture of fish. The brioche is obviously buttery and delicious. The béarnaise, celery, good. Like all the textures, everything perfect. Savory and delicious. Oh, we gotta try it with the wine. This is a Pinot Noir, and that sausage spread that's on the fish. So good with this. Delicious.
The fish is very good. I don't know if I've ever had monkfish.
I have not.
I think this is the first time I've had monkfish. And Russ is right. It has a very similar texture to lobster. It's very light, very easy to eat. So I think it does pair really well with the zesty sausage spread on top. And the brioche it's got a nice crunch. Overall, I think it's like everything complements each other really well with the textures and balancing each other out.
Did you try it with the wine?
Not yet.
Take a sip of the wine while you're chewing. The smokiness of the sausage with the wine.
Delicious.
I was just telling Michelle, I think honestly it's one of my favorite things about this restaurant is that it's because you don't know what the menu is, but you can very well trust that it's going to be a good meal. It gives you the opportunity to try things that you might not necessarily order on a regular basis, especially here in the Gulf Coast. Naturally, we have access to a lot of great seafood from the Gulf right there, but to have dishes that have ingredients from other places around America that we don't have direct access to, like monkfish. I don't know that I would order monkfish off of a menu because I've never had it. I wouldn't know what to expect, but having had it here, it sets a standard and expectation and at least an understanding of what it could potentially be at another place. So if I go somewhere from now on and I see monkfish on the menu, I'm going to be more inclined to try it because I've already had it. So that's one of the cool things about this place, particularly in the 38 area.
And And with that being said, on the monkfish, so that is something I would order as well. I'm not even a big lobster eater, but another thing I love about Chef Farrington and this whole concept is a lot of these dishes, if not, I think all of these dishes are inspired by his own memories. So his nostalgia for what he ate and what he helped cook as a kid sometimes, and going into adulthood and his whole culinary expertise. And so now, it's getting a little boisterous in here. Everyone's getting excited. Lots of wine going on.
The wine is kicking in.
Yeah. Cheers. So what I love is that Chef Farrington's memories are connecting now to our memories. And so we are creating a new memory here, and it's as a result of his. So now when we travel and we go somewhere and we may see monkfish on the menu, where if we wouldn't have come tonight, we'd be like, what the heck is that? I'm not ordering that. But now it's going to be like, oh wait, I remember we had that at M&P and it was delicious, and I'm not afraid to order that. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to try these new things that we probably wouldn't have tried if we didn't come tonight, and connecting everyone's memories. It's just really cool.
Well, they brought out a steak knife, so I guess we might see the meat and potatoes now. What do you think so far?
I love this place.
Oh, here we go. That looks like meat and potatoes. This plate is so pretty too. Like, that's something else, that every dish comes out on a completely different piece of, like, plating. Oh, there's the chef.
All right, so meat and potatoes. What you are having is a 100% full-blood Wagyu flat iron steak from the United States. I say it like that because Japan hasn't for many years exported cattle for rearing that are of a 100% full-blood lineage. It's a commodity they hold on to really tight nowadays. And so if you go to a restaurant, you see something like American Wagyu or Texas Wagyu, it is probably bred with something like a Black Angus, and it's probably 51% one or the other. Similarly, if you see Australian Wagyu, it's probably imported to Australia from America. So these are like fun little phrases you will probably see in the food world and think you're getting a completely 100% Wagyu, but you're actually being a little bit deceived. There are a few farms that are still exist in this country that have kept it since they were able to import the cattle, and this is from Washington State. It is a flat iron, so it's a sort of what we call a chef's cut. It's a little bit tougher. It's got a lot of connective tissue and some fat in between all the muscles, and so we sear it and then we sous vide for about 3.5 hours to break all that down, so that it should be really tender by now, but still have a really, really wonderful beef flavor. And it almost ends up cooking in its own fat. Similarly, we cook it to a medium temperature because you really want sort of that fat to melt, and you don't really want to be gnawing on it in a Wagyu, and there's so much of it, you really want to let it render. It's sitting on top of a Joel Robuchon style whipped potato, and then a tarragon roasted carrot, and it's finished tonight in a poivre sauce, so brandy, peppercorn, cream sauce.
Alright, so before I get a little bit of everything, I just want to show how perfectly that's cooked. So keep in mind, this was sous vide cooked for 3 hours, but the sear that they did, it's like a perfect medium. And again, the whole idea was to render out the fat so that it could cook and tenderize the connective tissue, because this is not like a fillet or anything like a premium cut of meat. Like you said, this is a chef's cut of meat. So to sous vide it, to render out that fat, helps break down those like connective tissues and fattier pieces. So I'm very excited to try this. Super tender, flavor is outstanding. And I think because of the cut of meat, it's not like overly buttery. It tastes like a piece of beef. You know, like kind of think of like after you take a bite of a good hamburger, like that beef taste. It has that going on. Let's try it with everything. There we go. A little bit of everything. As Nate would say, that's the way. Unbelievable. That carrot is so good, so sweet. And the potatoes are out of this world. Savory, light, fluffy. I've yet to have a bad thing here.
So I'm lactose intolerant, and I deal with not being able to eat a lot of dairy things. So I can't do like heavy cream, a lot of milk, cream-based sauces, things like that. And Chef Will does an amazing job at catering to that. He just came out and explained my special dish he created for me that I appreciate tremendously. So instead of the classic whipped potatoes that Russell has, which is obviously cream-based, he did like a German potato salad, which I love because my family's from Germany. So German potato salad, and I think instead of having what sauce did you have in yours?
Béarnaise.
The Béarnaise.
No, not Béarnaise. It is like a peppercorn cream sauce.
So instead of the peppercorn cream sauce that comes traditionally on this plate, I have a miso barbecue sauce, which I also love. So it pairs perfectly. I love it, and I appreciate him helping me in catering to that, so that way I'm still able to eat something delicious.
So I'll admit, I am not a sommelier. I'm not a wine connoisseur. We buy BOGO wine at Publix because it's BOGO. I mean, I have no problem admitting that. I love good wine, and we've had the opportunity to have a lot of great wines at the dinners that we go to and stuff. I don't know that I've ever had a dessert wine like this. So this is an ice wine from Michigan. I don't know if you could pick that up, what she was saying, but I did not expect it to, as Michelle said, nip me in the boo-boo quite like it did. But this right here? I mean this in the nicest way possible. It reminds me of a cough medicine I used to take as a kid called Triminic, and it kind of has that medicine-y quality to it. It's very sweet, but it's like sweet cough syrup, so it's like kind of reminiscent of like Dimetapp or something. It's sweet, it's good, like it tickles your cheeks to drink it, but I did not expect it to taste like medicine and have like that minerally aspect to it. But it's good. I'm excited to see what the dessert is that's going to pair with this. Dessert is his take on key lime pie, which he playfully kind of poked at, because most key lime pie that you order at restaurants it's key lime juice mixed with condensed milk and pork with pie crust. But at that point, you basically lose the key lime flavors because the condensed milk is just sweet. So what he did is he made a key lime curd, so it has all those tart elements, with a graham cracker, Nilla wafer crumble, lime whipped cream, and house-made salted caramel drizzle. And then, what was the ice cream? Was it a key lime ice cream?
I have my own ice cream.
So I'm butchering it, but there's so many. He describes it so well, but it's kind of hard to hear him from where we're sitting. But I'm excited to try this because I love key lime pie and I order it. But that is one of my biggest gripes about key lime pie, is that usually it's so much condensed milk or sugar that you kind of lose the tart elements. So let's get this going. So he said his recommendation is to take your spoon, stick it on one end of the plate, and drag it across to the other side. So we'll give that a go. So there it is. Everything all together. Way lighter. Way lighter than I thought it would be. Like, you hear key lime pie and your brain automatically fills in the blank for that sugar element. This is so light, but that tart element of the key lime is definitely there. So, and then the lime whipped cream naturally helps like augment that. This is delicious.
I want to spin the camera around.
Right, that's so good.
And I am ecstatic that I get my own version. So he brought me out coconut ice cream so I could eat it, because I normally cannot eat anymore but just like a bite or two of key lime pie when we go out because of the cream and condensed milk on it. This is so good, and I'm just so excited that I can taste all of these flavors. in a normal setting like everyone else here, but it's dairy free. So grateful. It is so delicious, and I just miss this because I can't really eat like a portion like this. So again, thank you for being able to create something dairy free for me that I can enjoy too for everybody else. 'Cause it's
So again, I'm not like an expert when it comes to wine, but this dessert wine that they paired, I don't understand how this works. This is grapes, this is lime, but sipping this makes the lime louder, if you will, in the dessert. That's kind of crazy. Like, it's limey when you take a bite, but then you take a sip of this and it's like re-limes your mouth. That's a new verb, re-lime your mouth. So they brought us out a little kettle of fennel tea, and this is something he did at the last dinner we came to. This is just to help aid in digestion.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
This tea is so delicious. We had it last time.
So I get it from the complex, but I ordered it from a distributor.
Pinky out.
Farm in Washington. But sometimes if I'm like shorter, depending on the day of the week,
Tastes like fennel. This reminds me of like anise. Like it's like licorice.
It's got a spice to it.
Yeah. So it is very reminiscent. God, it's loud in here. I hope you can hear me. It's very reminiscent of like anise. So if you think like that licorice flavor, which most people aren't like huge on licorice or anise, but we've learned to appreciate it. Like it's very prevalent in pho, if you like pho. But this is so good for after the meal. I can't explain why, but it's like a digestif, and it's very good. It's just very clean, very comforting. It feels like it's washing your food down. Okay, we are all done. That was such an amazing meal. We got to talk to Chef Will for a little bit after, and I can't emphasize enough like the importance of a place like this, especially on 30A. I mean, we have so many great restaurants here. That was a big concern for us coming from New Orleans. We have high standards of food, and we have a lot of great options here, but nothing like this. Nothing that's going to expose you to dishes that maybe you wouldn't otherwise have, especially in this area, ingredients you wouldn't normally have, and just the way they're prepared. And I mean, the flavors are great. It's a really great experience. It's a great way to try new stuff, to be surprised. Excellent place for a date night, and just honestly, as a local, like to be able to have a diversity of menus and to be able to just experience new things like this. It's great to have that within reach.
The authenticity in this whole experience is what I adore. Chef Will is not afraid to be himself, to have John Williams scores playing the entire time you're sitting in here, which we are huge fans of. You'll probably see one of our upcoming vlogs where we went to a Jurassic Park orchestra film presentation. So we are all about just immersing ourselves in things like this. And that's another thing I love about this, how immersive it is. It's so sensory. It ties in all of your senses. It reminds you of your childhood. You're hearing about his childhood, why he's picking certain ingredients, where are they from, why he's wanting to support these other people, chefs, purveyors of sorts in all of these other places all around the country, as to why he's picking these ingredients. Right. So he's also supporting other local small businesses, which is excellent. So there just really isn't anything like this on 30A that transports you somewhere else, and that gives you the opportunity to be able to try things that you would have not tried elsewhere, especially here in our 30A bubble.
Yeah, definitely. That's like the biggest thing for me, is that, 30A is, we have a lot of great options when it comes to food, and a lot of great different atmospheres depending on what you're looking for. We have, if you're looking for funky, we got Dive Bar. If you're looking for something more elevated, we have all that stuff. But we have nothing that makes you feel like you're no longer in a beach town. Like this, it doesn't feel like 30A. It just feels like this timeless experience, and it's always exciting because you never know what's going to hit the table. And then to hear a chef come out and to describe the things, and there's always some personal element, like it's something that he loved from where he used to live or used to work, or something that he like really enjoys making, and then just tying it into the seasonal ingredients. And like Michelle said, like pulling ingredients from unexpected places and smaller farms and supporting local communities, which that's something we're really big and heavy on. We love supporting local communities, especially our own. So to hear his passion and to see it translated on the plates, it's just a great experience. You feel like you're a part of something more than just a meal. I guess that's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, so Chef Farrington does not have to choose to do what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
He could very much try to fit this mold that we have here.
Yeah, and he would be successful. He would appeal to the masses, but he has fun with this.
Yeah, but we appreciate so much because we are on the same wavelength as him in this concept. Is like we're always trying to do something different, just being bold and not blending in with everyone else. And he excels at that, and you can feel it in his energy, how he's explaining everything, and you can taste it, and just knowing that you're supporting so many other local businesses all around the country, but here on 30A is just, it's incredible, and we love it.
And the wait staff here is great too. I mean, we just had 2 people floating around. We personally had Braxton and then another nice lady. But they are so knowledgeable. They're so knowledgeable about the dishes, about the wine, answering any questions you have. So accommodating. Like, I dropped a fork through the meal. It's like as soon as it hit the ground, there was another one waiting for me. So can't emphasize it enough. It's a one-of-a-kind experience here on 30A. We're so grateful that we live 15 minutes away from it, and that it's something that's available to us as locals. It's available to you if you're coming here to visit. I highly recommend it. It's something not off the beaten path, but as a dining experience, it's totally off the beaten path, but it's definitely worth it. It's been a great experience. So,
and I have to say, I know a lot of you that come to 30A have your loyal favorites, like your to-do list when you get here.
Yep.
You know, the restaurants that you have to come to every single time you come to 30A. Please, please, please be just a little adventurous and come here, because I don't think you will be disappointed.
Yeah.
The menu is, yes, it's a surprise. You don't know exactly what you're going to get when you get here. However, it is both familiar and fun and intriguing all at the same time.
Yeah.
So, like, there's nothing that we got that I was just like, oh my gosh, what is this? Or what am I tasting?
Right.
The flavors are familiar, but like it's just enough to put you just a little step out of your comfort zone. But it like reels you back in too, and it's.
I never thought about it that way, but it's like it's weird because it's dishes that you probably wouldn't have, but it's comfort food at the same time.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it that way,
and
but that's true.
If you are coming to 30A and you've been coming to 30A for 20 plus years and you've got to do the same things over and over, just add one night.
Shake it up.
To come try this.
Shake it up. Yeah.
It's one of those that you need to do.
But that being said, it was an amazing experience, an amazing night. We got to celebrate our anniversary coming here.
13 years married.
13 years married. I love you. Thank God every day that I get to be your husband. If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you like our content. We really appreciate it. Drop a comment down below your favorite places on 30A, anywhere you'd like us to check out. And we can't wait to see you guys in the next vlog. We've had a great time. So,
from Blue Mountain Beach, signing off.
Sign off.